Good evening. It's 8 o'clock Wednesday night, the 28th of April. We are just about to start the UK Quarantine Quiz, Little Les edition. In fact, the only edition of the UK Quarantine Quiz. Quiz Master Martin has handed his notice in. And we are the ones. We are the UK Quarantine Quiz, Little Les edition. So good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming along. Where the teams are slowly dwindling down because we're slowly running down, but still gives you the chance to join us. If you are any new teams out there, welcome. Can we please have you put an answer in the suggested answer, and team captains are highlighted in yellow. Please submit your answer so we can just test that your answers are being received. Likewise, as usual, the chat screen is on the bottom left hand side. You can chat amongst yourselves. If you could just say hi Les or hi or something of that nature to Mark, my son in the USA, so we can ensure that you are hearing us okay, and we'll get underway once we've got your answers in and once you've established that you can hear us. 5 rounds of 10 questions. Second round is a picture round. Fourth round is a music round. Very interesting rounds this week. I think we're going to have some mixed scores because of the subjects that I've chosen for this week. I think this week is a pretty tough week. Don't you agree, Mark?
Very tough week. Yes, you're not being kind
So
this week.
don't be despondent on your scores. I don't think you're going to get the usual 8, 9s, or 10s this week. Be surprised if you do.
Yeah.
Right, so welcome to Team Member. I'd love to join your team, 5 alls. We've got Moose and Mike J joining us tonight. Welcome, Moose. Where have you been, Mike J? Where's White Knight?
They might have a chance of winning without him on the team.
What about Crinny?
Crinny's back working, I think, because the bars are back open.
Ah, right, okay.
So yeah, things are slowly starting to open up over here. Slowly.
Right, so have we got all answers in, Mark, from all the teams? So get your answers in, put something in. Who are the best team in the championship? And that's Mark's first. I'll give you a clue. I think he's dressed in their colours.
Yeah, I thought I'd give you a clue for the example one. I might have to take the glasses off though, because I can't see shit. There you go. Yeah, they might have to come off. I'll keep the silly wig on, even though it's 30 degrees or something. There you go. I can see people typing stuff. Alright. That's better. Alright, so far this evening we've got Bobs and Stu and Pauline, Team Momo, The Fam, Frazzled Lobsters, and Bob Le Poisson Rouge.
So is the last one you just said, is that a new team?
Bob Le Poisson Rouge, we've had you guys on before, I believe. Yep. In the past, and I've seen you guys on Quiz Lads quiz.
Yeah, so same format, 10 questions, a certain theme or subject, 60 seconds, 10-second countdown, apart from the last question, when you get the dulcet tones of myself or Mark on the music round. And as I say, pays your money, takes your chance, or not, whichever the case might be. So if you're happy, then let's rock and roll. I don't think there's a 5 alls team tonight because the last time I looked at Facebook, I think Julia and co were out in the razzle somewhere.
Must be nice.
Socially distancing, of course, out in the back gardens. But like now, it's pouring down with rain here in sunny Gosport. Not because it's very cloudy and it's bloody freezing. Right, so here we go. Let's get underway. Who are the best team in the championship? And the answer is Mark. Delia Smith's Love Children.
Also known as Norwich City Football Club.
Right, so let's go. As I say, 5 interesting subjects tonight. May or may not be your preference. As promised last week, one of the rounds is on sex. So here we go. Question 1. Round 1 currently we have the World Professional Snooker Championship taking place in Sheffield. So first round is all about World Professional Snooker. So how good are you at sport and in particular snooker? So question 1, the World Professional Snooker Association World Championship has been played at Sheffield's Crucible since the 1970s. But what year was the first championship played at the Sheffield's Crucible? And I do believe, Mark, my maths are right. It's a 1 in 10 chance, isn't that right?
What, of getting this answer correct?
I think so, yeah.
Well, no. It's a bit more complicated than that, I think.
Think so?
Yeah.
What makes you say that? Because the World Professional Snooker Association Championship has been played at Sheffield's Crucible since the 1970s. But what year?
I know, I'm just trying to make you think.
That's a hard question for me. Make me think. So, in what year was the first championship played at Sheffield's Crucible Theatre? It was first held there in the 1970s, but what year?
Okay, we've had Best the Dog join us again from last week.
Good evening, Best the Dog.
And
Best the Dog,
yeah. Tongue twister, right? And
yeah.
the Sea Slugs have joined us. Hey, guys.
Hi there, Sea Slug. So I'll give you a few more seconds. Round 1, not everyone's favourite subject, but currently we have the World Professional Snooker Championships being held at Crucible, as we do every time this year. And it's been held at Sheffield's Theatre since then. So we're moving on to number 2. We didn't give a countdown for number 1, Mark.
I got all the answers in and you were busy nattering. Don't worry.
Right, okay. So question 2. The first winner at the Crucible at the World Professional Championships was A, John Spencer, B, Cliff Thorburn, C, Ray Reardon, or D, Terry Griffiths. He was the first World Professional Snooker Champion to win at the Crucible Theatre. Was it A, John Spencer, B, Cliff Thorburn, C, Ray Reardon, or D, Terry Griffiths? See, I was kind. I didn't leave it who was the first winner. I did give you a multiple choice. So the first winner of the WPSA World Championship at the Crucible was A, John Spencer, B, Cliff Thorburn, C, Ray Reardon, or D, Terry Griffiths. Who was it? Right, so 40 seconds, 20 seconds left. Get your answers in. So you can either say A, John Spencer, B, Cliff Thorburn, C, Ray Reardon, D, Terry Griffiths. Right, 10-second countdown coming up. If you don't know, have a guess. 1 in 4 chance. 25% chance. Isn't that right, Mark? I'm getting good at these percentages.
Yeah, this is secretly just one big maths lesson for you.
Question 3. Who is the current reigning world champion? Who is the current reigning World Professional Snooker Association world champion? Who is the current reigning World Professional Snooker Association world champion?
Yeah, of course, I didn't realize until the past couple of days I could have actually been watching this all this time. I
was just about to say, can you get it on your TV or not?
I couldn't, but I subscribed to a streaming channel for the Mosconi Cup back in December. And it is now available on that channel. So
okay. So who's the current reigning World Professional Snooker Association world champion? So 40 seconds gone, 20 seconds left. We'll give you a 10-second countdown. If you don't know, have a guess. You could be correct. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. Who is the current World Professional Snooker Association world champion? Your time countdown has started now. So here we go. 3, to 1. That's it. Question 4. Name the player who has reached 6 World Championship finals at the Crucible but has never been crowned world champion. And if it helps, I have played this person.
I was counting down to how long it would be before you brought out the story about this one.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you've played quite a few of these guys, haven't you?
I have played quite a few of these guys. Yeah, this particular person I played, he broke off. I did quite a good score, and then he scored 84 in less than 5 minutes. So I said to the referee, "How many snookers do I need?" And he said something like 6. So I got him in a brilliant snooker, only for this person to go off 6 cushions. Not only did he hit it, he potted it, brought the house down. 10-second countdown coming up. So name the player who has reached 6 world professional snooker finals at the Crucible, but has never been crowned world champion. Question 5. What nationality was the player to achieve a televised 147 maximum break in the World Championship finals? Who was the first player to achieve a televised 147 maximum break in the World Championship finals? And I don't want to know the name of the player. I want to know his nationality. So even if you don't know the player, you can guess a nationality of a snooker player, and you could be right. What nationality was a player was first to achieve a televised 147 maximum break in the World Professional Championship finals?
Lots of jokes about little Les not being able to touch the floor with his feet when he plays snooker, but little Les plays snooker the same way I do, which is every single shot has a bridge or a spider or a rest.
Or a rest, correct. That's why I'm really good at using a rest.
Yeah.
The problem is not touching the floor. The problem is my belly hanging over the table.
Well, there is
which
that
is
now,
why, which is why I always use the rest. Right, 10-second countdown coming up. Now, I have played people like Dennis Taylor, Steve Davis. As you said, there's a good half a dozen plus people I have played. Question 6. At the time, 3 times world champion Steve Davis in 1985 lost to what player in the World Championship final in 1985? At the time, 3 times world champion Steve Davis in 1985 lost to what player in the World Professional Snooker Championship final in 1985? A very, very significant occasion on BBC Two, because it was way after midnight when it was still going on. And I think at the time it recorded the most number of viewers on BBC Two. I don't know whether that viewing total has since been broken, but at the time it was the most number of people that had ever watched a program on BBC Two, because of the significance of the result of the final. So 10-second countdown coming up. 3 times world champion Steve Davis lost to what player in the World Championship final in 1985? Number 7. Since the World Championship has been held at the Crucible, how many nationalities have been crowned world champion to have won this prestigious title? So, for example, Steve Davis, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and Judd Trump are all English, and they're just one of a group of Englishmen that have won the World Championship. So the answer to that would be 1. So how many other nationalities in total have won the World Championship?
So this is how long I've been out of the snooker scene. Who the hell is Judd Trump? I've never heard
Judd Trump. He is the number 1 player of the championship, and he's playing as we speak, and he was 10-7 down, and he is the number one in the world at the moment.
See, I had no clue. That's how long. And I switched over to pool. I watch a lot of pool these days.
So the question is, how many nationalities have been crowned world champion since the Crucible has since been held?
Are you including Northern Ireland as a separate nationality?
I am including Northern Ireland as a separate nationality. I am including Northern Ireland as a separate nationality, and likewise, if applicable, I'm including Ireland as a separate nationality. If at all there has been a Irish winner.
Well, because Ireland is actually a separate country. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm making it quite clear. That's why I'm making it quite clear. If indeed an Irishman has won it. Right, okay, 10-second countdown coming up.
Did Judd Trump incite a mob to invade the Crucible? Yeah, his name is Trump. How have I not heard of that name? Come on.
Look him up, Mark. Question 8. How many frames must a player reach in the final match to be crowned world professional champion? So the world finals is the best of how many frames. So therefore, how many frames must a player win to become crowned world champion? So it's just in the final match, not throughout the finals. So how many frames must a player reach in the final match to be crowned world champion? So it's the best of how many frames. So how many frames must that player win to be crowned world champion? And if you remember the earlier question of 1985, that was a classic example because it went down to the last frame. So who won that frame? Steve Davis lost out to who in that frame, and how many frames did that person win to be crowned world champion in 1985? It still remained the same, hasn't changed since. It's always the best of how many frames. So how many frames must a player win to be crowned world champion? So 10-second countdown coming up. Question 9. Provide the surname of the player who knocked out reigning world professional champion Ronnie O'Sullivan 13-12 in the recent second round of the World Championship. So there's your answer for one of the earlier questions. So the current reigning world champion is Ronnie O'Sullivan. So did you answer Ronnie O'Sullivan in your earlier question? But who knocked him out literally a few days ago in the World Professional Championship second round? And unfortunately, he lost today. So he's not in the semi-finals. He lost 13-12 himself today.
You're giving too many clues. You mean nice.
Yeah. So who? What's his surname? I just need his surname.
I did see the Ronnie O'Sullivan result. Actually, that was a surprise.
Yeah, and he got knocked out by this person. Played absolutely superb, and he played unfortunately again superb this evening or this afternoon. Went down to a last frame, but he broke off. Left it open for his opponent, and he scored 130, I think it was, to knock him out. Right, 10-second countdown coming up. So what's the surname of the player who knocked out reigning world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Yeah, I think my highest break is about 12.
Question 10. Remember question 10. You get Kent's 10-second countdown from me. Who has been the youngest world professional world champion, just age 21?
Now, I've played this guy at pool. You played this guy?
I have played this guy, yeah.
I thought you had. I played this guy at pool in Sheffield outside of the Crucible. He was staying at the same hotel we were.
Oh, a nice guy. A lot of people don't like him, but yeah.
No, he was nice when we were there.
Yeah.
Kicked everybody's asses at pool, but
yeah. And he was very good at snooker. I won't give too much away, but he went on to win quite a few world championships titles. But he has been the youngest and still remains the youngest champion of the world at snooker. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. I will give you the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. So question 1. The World Professional Snooker Championships first held in the Crucible in 1977. Always remember Silver Jubilee year, 1977.
Second. Okie dokie. There we go.
Right, next one. The first winner of the World Championship, the Crucible, was John Spencer. John Spencer, a very, very good player. Obviously went on to win the World Championship. And for many years thereafter, when he retired, he was the voice on snooker commentary together with John Lowe. Number 3, who's the current reigning world champion, still is Ronnie O'Sullivan until this weekend.
Hang on. Everybody spelled it completely differently. Hang on. All right, there you go.
Right, okay, number 4. Never won it. Considered to be one of the greatest snooker players of all time, and not quite still is. Jimmy White. As I say, I played him 2 or 3 times. Jimmy White.
Isn't there a picture of you and him hung up somewhere, or was that John Parrott?
No, that's another one. But there's a picture of him and I and some twins, a couple of twins.
Oh, yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, I won't tell you about that story. Question 5. What nationality was a player to achieve first 147 in the World Championship? Cliff Thorburn was Canadian. And it was in 1983. The classic final, 85, the black ball finish. Dennis Taylor against Steve Davis. They both missed the opportunity 3 times, and then Dennis finally clinched it. How many world champions? Nationalities? 7. English, so England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Canada, Scotland, Ireland, and Australia. And final match to be crowned is 18. It's the best of 35 frames. First one to 18. Who was knocked out today, who beat Ronnie O'Sullivan earlier on? It was McGill, the Glasgow Warrior. World champion, age 21, Stephen Hendry. Stephen Hendry holds the record for winning the World Championship 7 times at the Crucible. So how good were you on your snooker?
All right, let me turn the phone off. All right, some interesting scores on the board. Actually, everybody did a lot better than I thought they would. I thought we'd get like lots of 2s and 3s there. Here we go.
Oh, well, that's good. So Cosmic Cabbage, nice one. 9, a very good result. Frazzle Lobsters, 8. Best of Dog, but where is Momo? 7. Bob Le Poisson Rouge, 7. Bobson Stern Pauline, 7. Team Momo, 6. The Interstellar Sea Slugs, 5. The Fam, hopefully we've got a better round for you. What you're going to do is use that excuse that the internet wasn't working, so you dropped out for that round. Right now, question round two. I think round two is a tough round. I think round two is one of the toughest rounds I've done. You might think otherwise. We thought you'd have a hard job on this one. So these are all close-up photographs. So all close-up photographs. I might add not taken by me, but these are all close-up photographs. So please tell me what you think the close-up photograph is of. And there's no theme. It could be on any object, anything. So there is no theme whatsoever. It's just a random selection of close-up photographs. So you have 60 seconds. I will give you a shout. If you think you know, put it in. If you don't think you know, then put the answer of Phil Collins. You never know. It could be a close-up of him.
Close-up of Phil Collins would have been quite amusing, actually.
Yeah. Or have a wild guess.
We're gonna have to throw in some.
Yeah, well, don't worry for the last round of the ever. We will have a Phil Collins round. Pearly, nothing else. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up.
And a Tutankhamun spelling round.
Oh yeah, we'll have a Tutankhamun spelling round, but you've got to spell it in Egyptian. Question 2: a close-up photograph of what? Give you a bit of leeway on this one, Mark. A close-up photograph of what?
Yeah, I did already. Don't worry. I'm not as mean as you. Yeah, it's a good job we're being generous on this one. Little Les could be really harsh on this one.
Right, 10-second countdown coming up. Close-up photograph of what?
And no bonus points for spelling it in Russian. Sorry, Gencheck.
Number 3, a close-up photograph of what? This will get you thinking.
I don't know, I thought some of these were easier. Some are harder than others.
Yeah, some are harder enough. When you hear the answer and you see the picture, you think, you can relate. You think, oh yeah, of course it is. But trying to do it the other way around.
So you're saying it's easy. It's easier when you see the answers. That's what you're saying.
Well, kind of. Anything's easy when you see the answers, isn't it, Mark?
Little Les logic.
Right, so have a wild guess if you don't know. 10-second countdown coming up. Question number 4. This is a close-up photograph of what?
I thought this was a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
You're looking
30...
very dark this evening, little Les, by the way. No.
Well, I haven't turned the light on. I've got the. It's really still light outside, so I could put the light on, but don't want to dazzle you with my excellent good looks. Right, 10-second countdown coming up. Right, question 5. A close-up photograph of what? I thought this was a good one, Mark.
Yeah, it took me a few seconds. Yeah. And those of you who are wondering what my bad perm is all about, this is my Wembley wig. This is the wig that I wore when Norwich played Middlesbrough at Wembley a few years ago, when me and little Les went all dressed up. And unfortunately, we're not going to make Wembley this year because we're just getting straight promoted. So I thought I'd wear it today. Not going to get a chance to wear my Wembley wig. Little Les has a green one. We match.
Huh. Right, 10-second countdown coming up. A close-up photograph of what? Question 6. This is another interesting photograph. A close-up photograph of what?
Yeah, I was going to say, and don't. I will get if you get the answer right. Don't worry about being too specific or how you phrase it.
Right, so 50 seconds gone. 10-second countdown coming up.
Is Les in a green wig mistaken for the witch from Oz?
No, I'm one of those little Oompa Loompas,
Oompa Loompas.
but the Irish version.
An
10-second
Irish
countdown
Oompa Loompa.
coming up. Number 7, a close-up photograph of what? I thought this was one of the easier photographs.
I actually guessed this wrong to begin with, to be honest.
Yeah, I must admit, I personally wouldn't have been very good on this round.
You say that on every round that you've done.
Well, no, as I say, some rounds, yeah, good at, some rounds you got, but I don't do the rounds what I think I'm good at because, like I said, everyone has their own preferences, subjects, and ideas, and good at one thing, bad at another. Which is why I try to vary it up each week, so we get different results, get different answers for different rounds. So 10-second countdown coming up. Question 8, a close-up photograph of what? Forget the black background, it's just the silver item that you see in front of you. Forget the black background. Had to put it against something so it stood out. A close-up photograph of what?
So, White Knight has joined us this evening. White Knight, better late
Oh,
than
White
never.
Knight, good evening.
Most important question is, when are we hopping, White Knight? What's going on? I haven't seen it. See, I'm multitasking.
So we are going on to the next 10-second countdown. Close-up photograph of what silver object do you see in front of you? So question 9. This is definitely the hardest one of them all, I think. A close-up photograph of what? Wouldn't you agree, Mark? This is the hardest one of them all.
Yes, probably. Because this could be many things. Yep.
Could be many things.
Yes. When are we hopping? White Knight. When hop? Come on. I've not seen anything. We're talking about the SpaceX spaceship launch, by the way. They're due for, I think, SN15 is due for another test and blow up. So there's like 50,000 NASA streams, but rather than do that, I let White Knight watch all the streams, and then I just asked him what's going on. It's quite good.
Right, 10-second countdown coming up. This is certainly the hardest picture of the evening, without a doubt. I take my hat off to you if you get this one. You'll be popping the corks in celebration. Question 10, a close-up photograph of what? The last one of the picture round. Don't have to be specific on this one as long as it looks, reasonable. That's all I can say, isn't it, really, Mark? I can't be more specific than that.
Again, I'll be nice. Don't worry.
A close-up photograph of what? Now, it's interesting. I believe Team Momo have got 3 answers. I can see 3 answers, but which one of them is right? And one of them is right, but which one? Down to the team captain, Moose, to decide. Right, so we're coming up to 10-second countdown. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is it. Round 2 complete. So, number 1, kiwi fruit. Slice of a kiwi fruit. Number 2, a bell pepper seeds or bell pepper. Or even pepper. We'll be lenient.
Pepper, yeah. Sorry, lobsters, it wasn't a yellow pepper, it's a green pepper. You lose a point.
Pencil is the answer. Pencil. It's the picture of the top of a sharpened pencil. Number 4, a razor, as in razor blades. A razor. Number 5, an apple stalk. We'll accept stalk, I think, because it could potentially be a pear stalk, but apple stalk is the answer. But if you put stalk, we'll accept it.
What about just apple?
Yeah, I'll accept apple.
Really?
Yeah.
Being lenient. Being nice.
Cigarette end. I won't accept cigar because it's not. You can see it's white around the outside, so it's not. Cigar is not acceptable. So it's a cigarette end.
I think I got everybody. There we go.
Number 7, toothbrush.
Yeah, I got everybody. Yeah, I thought they were fiber optic cables too. Yeah, that was my first guess.
Number 8, paperclip. They don't call them paperclips in the States, do they, Mark? What do they call them?
Paper clips.
They do? Oh, I thought they had a different name.
Not that I know of.
Oh, right, okay. You'll have to give D a shout and say, D, what are those paper? What do you call those paper clips?
Yeah, that's what I call them.
This is a close-up photograph of a cork from a champagne bottle. So a cork is the answer.
Yeah.
So very, very, very tough question. I thought this one.
Had some good guesses.
Anyone get that one right?
No one got that right.
I was going to say, well done to whoever, anyone
No, actually,
who did get that one right.
So that means no 10 out of 10s on this round. We had butterfly wings, bread and butter pudding, bread, biscuit, cookie, moth wing, pie. Yeah, we had a few different guesses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Question 10, a cereal. So cornflake, anything of that nature, cereal will be acceptable.
Alright, I think I got everybody there. Alright, so here we go. Interesting round. Alright.
Here we go. So Frazzle Lobsters 16, Cosmic Cabbage dropped a point. Frazzle Lobsters gained a couple. Team Momo 14, Bob and Stu 13, Best of Dog 12, Bob 11, and the Intercelsior Sea Slugs 11. So like 1 point literally in it from what 1 point in it all the way down from 1 to 6. 8 the fam. 4 good to see you on the board, fam. Keep going, don't give in, you can still do it, trust me. Right, round 3, Mark, what have we got for round 3? Oh, round 3 just happens to be thrown in there. Her Majesty's Royal Navy, all to do with the Royal Navy. So here we go. How well do you know your Royal Navy? Question 1. Most RN ships used to always have a NAFI. Mostly only big ships now have a NAFI. But what does the acronym NAFI represent? And your time starts now. All the ships I served on had a NAFI, and I always used to say, I'm going to the NAFI to get whatever.
Chocolate.
In fact, I say ships when I was at the RAF Honington in Suffolk in the middle of a war exercise. I can always remember like the equivalent of Sergeant Major saying, where are you going to, you horrible little man? And I had my gas mask with me, and I said, I'm going to the NAFI. And he said, well, you're supposed to be dead. So what I had in my gas mask, instead of what they call my anti-gas respirator, I had purchased loads of cans of drink. Needless to say, as always, I got into trouble. Right, so NAFI, what does a NAFI stand for? 10-second countdown coming up.
Yeah, I like that one. Good one, Team Momo.
Question 2, here we go. I served on 3 ships during my career. A frigate called HMS Mohawk, a destroyer called HMS Birmingham, and provide the other name which I served on, which was named after the Greek emissary and messenger of the gods. I served on 3 ships during my RN career: a frigate called HMS Mohawk, a tribal class frigate, a destroyer, Type 42, HMS Birmingham, and the other ship I served on was named after the Greek emissary and messenger of the gods. So what was the name of that ship I served on? HMS what? Named after the Greek emissary and messenger of the gods.
Frigate called HMS. There wasn't a HMS Momo, was there? Tell me there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
Should be.
I can double check it though, because our good friend Jack, as you will recall, Mark, he bought me the 1901 right up until the year he died, the volume of all ships named in Her Majesty's Royal Navy with all their badges. Everyone calls them crests, but they are badges. They are not crests. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. I served on a frigate HMS Mohawk, tribal class destroyer, and then a destroyer HMS Birmingham. But what was the other ship that I served on that was named after the Greek emissary and messenger of the gods? Moving on to number 3. Where would you expect to see a Royal Navy frigate's paraffin pigeon or kerosene budgie? And this particular item or object has several RN nicknames, but where would you expect to see it? Where would you expect to see a Royal Navy's frigates paraffin pigeon or kerosene budgie? And your time starts now.
So what did you call them then? If they have several names.
Well, I'll tell you afterwards.
All right. Well,
I think I gave you
them called budgies before. I think
I gave you a couple of additional answers to that, nicknames to that. So that was one of those ones. So where would you expect to see a Royal Navy's frigates, paraffin pigeon, or kerosene budgie? And it has several RN nicknames, but I want you to tell me where would you see it on an RN frigate? What particular place? What particular location? So 10-second countdown coming up. Right, question 4. What rank in the Royal Navy is the equivalent to a British Army Major General? So what rank in the Royal Navy is the equivalent to a British Army Major General?
And how specific do you want to get? You
have to be specific, yeah, because there's only one answer, there's only one equivalent rank. What rank is the Royal Navy? What rank in the Royal Navy is equivalent to a British Army Major General?
So if it was sergeant or colour sergeant, you would want colour sergeant.
Colour sergeant, correct.
Right. Not that it's colour sergeant, so nobody start typing in colour sergeant.
Yeah, what rank in the Royal Navy is the equivalent to a British Army Major General? So 10-second countdown coming up. Question 5. Name the fleet flagship of the Royal Navy. The Royal Navy has always had a fleet flagship. Name the fleet flagship, or name the current fleet flagship of the Royal Navy.
She was in the news over here just yesterday. Day before, maybe?
Possibly. But you're giving a big clue away, Mark.
There's been lots of ships in the news, if you've been paying attention the past couple of weeks, I'm just saying.
Name the fleet flagship of the Royal Navy.
The Cutty Sark was in the news this week, but doesn't mean the Cutty Sark is going to be...
Well, the Cutty Sark has never been in the Royal Navy.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Right, 10-second countdown coming up.
There are lots of ships in the news.
Question 6. Now, RN ships are identified by their pennant lettering and numbers. So if a minesweeper is an M, a frigate is an F, a destroyer is a D, what letters do the two RN aircraft carriers have? So minesweepers are M, frigates are F, destroyers are D. So what letters do the two RN aircraft carriers have?
I thought this was a good question.
Very good question.
Not a lot of people know this one.
So if minesweepers are always identified by M and a number, and frigates are F and a number, so for example, I was on Birmingham, It was D46, D for the destroyer, and 46 for the. I want to explain the number system, but what letters do the two RN aircraft carriers have? So 10-second countdown coming up.
Yeah, it helps that you can see, like, literally from Little Les's bedroom window, you can look out and see all of these ships, by the way.
True.
Yeah.
Question 7. In RN slang, who or what is a lumpy jumper? In RN slang, who or what is a lumpy jumper?
We should have just had a whole RN slang round, because that would have been comedy.
Well, I don't know if you know, Mark, and if you look it up, I have got there's a book called Jack's Dictionary, because they call sailors Jack, and there's a story behind that. But in Jack's Dictionary, there is literally a couple of thousand slang words. So, and it's quite funny, some of them. So in RN slang, who or what is a lumpy jumper?
Yeah, but how many are politically correct these days?
Not half of the book, which is why I couldn't really use. I was going to have an RN slang round, but half of them I couldn't use anyhow. But there's logic behind the slang as well. It's like Cockney rhyming slang, but there is logic behind it. Right, in RN slang, who or what is a lumpy jumper? 10-second countdown coming up. So, who or what is a lumpy jumper? Question 8. In what decade of the 20th century did the traditional issue of the tot of rum finish? In what decade of the 20th century did the traditional issue of the tot of rum finish? Very sad day. 31st of August. They called it Black Tot Day.
And yes, you're absolutely right. We have had this question before.
We have had this question before.
Yeah.
In what decade of the 20th century did the traditional issue of the tot of rum finish?
It was whenever Little Les joined. Yes. Little Les joined, and the day after, they're like, oh shit, we gave up drinking.
No, they run out. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. In what decade of the 20th century did the traditional issue of the tot of rum finish? Question 9. Which one of the following RN ratings would be called a killick? Killick. Is it A, a warrant officer, B, a chief petty officer, C, a petty officer, or D, a leading hand, or E, an able seaman? Which one of these would be called a killick? And if you see my wedding photograph, I was married as a killick to my good lady wife in 1977. And I was in my killick's uniform.
I honestly thought you might bust out the uniform tonight. I thought you were going to wear it. Don't you still have it somewhere?
I still have it, yeah.
I'd love to see you try and get him that. It'd be hilarious.
Well, I have my tropics. I can get my tropics. Because I always used to ask for them like 3 sizes too big, because they're like in your tropics, you're sweating profusely. That's the polite version. So which of the following RN ratings would be called a killick? Killick. A warrant officer, a chief petty officer, a petty officer, a leading hand, or an able seaman. If you know French, Killick comes from French and it symbolizes something, so that might give you a clue. Which one of the following RN ratings would be called a Killick? A warrant officer, B, a chief petty officer, C, a petty officer, D, a leading hand, or E, an able seaman. So let's have 10-second countdown. Question 10, last question. Prior to 1993, when female sailors were incorporated into the Royal Navy, what were the serving female sailors known as? Prior to 1993, when female sailors were incorporated into the Royal Navy, what were serving female sailors known as?
Are you looking for the exact name?
No, because there I've given 2 or 3 variations, Mark, for the answer, correct?
Right, so you're looking...
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
you're not
so-
necessarily looking for the correct spelling.
Now, what were serving female sailors known as?
Right.
Prior to 1993, when female sailors were incorporated in the Royal Navy, what were serving female sailors known as? So when I served, we had female sailors, but they weren't called female sailors as they are now. So now in the Royal Navy, never since 1993, you have sailors, male sailors and female sailors. But prior to 1993, they were called something else. What were they called? Polite version, please.
Yeah, there's all sorts of jokes I can make there.
Yeah. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And good luck on your Royal Navy round. Right, number 1, NAFI. What did it stand for? No, it wasn't NOSH and affiliated food items, although I thought it was a very good answer. It stood for Navy, Army, Air Force Institute. The NAFI, where you could buy most goods for service personnel. The NAFI, Navy, Army, Air Force Institute. And there is only one answer, no variation. Navy, Army, Air Force Institute.
Yeah, really fancy government name for a co-op.
Yep. Number 2, I was on HMS Mohawk, HMS Birmingham, and the aircraft carrier HMS Hermes. Question 3, where will you find a paraffin pigeon or kerosene budgie? It also has our other RN nicknames. I used to call it a waka waka or rotating palm tree. So flight deck, and I will also accept flight hangar. So when it can either be in the flight hangar or on the flight deck. So either one of those two.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Flight deck or flight hangar.
Yeah, shout if you think I should mark you right, but I think that's got everybody. All right, here we go.
What is the Royal Navy equivalent to a British Army Major General? Only one answer, Rear Admiral. In the British Army, if you are a Major General, you are a lower rank than a Lieutenant General. A Lieutenant General is higher than a Major General, so a Lieutenant General is the equivalent to a Vice Admiral, but a Major General is the equivalent to a Rear Admiral. Fleet flagship of the Royal Navy is HMS Queen Elizabeth. Once upon a time, it always used to be HMS Victory, and then it went from HMS Victory to HMS Oceana or Ocean. Sorry, HMS Ocean, and then HMS Ocean has been sold off to the Brazilian Navy, and so therefore it's now HMS Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, this one caught a lot of people out. There you go.
M for minesweeper, F for frigate, D for destroyer. What are the 2 letters on the aircraft carriers Queen Elizabeth and Prince of Wales? It's R. So the aircraft carriers are R08 and R09. The R stands for rotary winged aircraft. And of course, the R was designated from the 1919 when aircraft carriers were first around. So, of course, they had rotary winged aircrafts, hence why it's an R and always has been. In RN slang, who or what is a lumpy jumper? A female sailor, a wren, a female sailor. Lumpy jumper for obvious lumpy reasons.
Yes, very politically incorrect. Hang on, I'm getting
Correct.
to your answers.
Which is why I said we couldn't have a round on RN slang.
Yep. Hang on, everybody answered that slightly different. Bear with me a second. Yeah, female personnel, female, yeah, Ren.
As long as you got the word female.
Or, yeah, I get what you were getting at. And no, they're not very imaginative with their naming there. Alright, I think I got everybody. There we go.
Question 8. 20th century, the Tot of Rum finished in the 1970s. In fact, the 31st of August 1970. Black Top Day. A killick. Who or what is a killick? It's a lead in hand, so it's D. A killick is the name of a small anchor, and their badge of rank is a fouled anchor. So on my wedding day, on my left-hand side, I had a hook and a fouled piece of rope round it, which is French for killick. So all leading hands, and the leading hand is the equivalent in the Army and the Air Force to a corporal. Right, so last question. What were serving female sailors known as? So they were now known as Wrens, RWNS, which stood for Women's Royal Naval Service, and pronounced as Wrens, WRENS. So a female sailor prior to 1993 was a Wren. After 1993, they were a sailor just like their male counterparts.
Okay, here we go. Here is your leaderboard after round 3. I'm impressed. Yeah.
So well done. Oh, we need some new recruits. So Frazzle Lobsters on 25. Interstellar Sea Slugs on 21. Nice one, guys. Cosmic Cabbage on 19. Team Momo 18. Bob and Stu 16. Best the Dog, but where is Momo 15? And Bob Le P 15, and the fam on 8. So let's move on. Music round. So what have we got this week? Music round. Music round this week is Golden Oldies. All TV shows, Golden Oldies. So
yeah, nothing we can
no chance for me. No chance. I've got to rest this week. No chance for me bopping around.
Disappointed. And
right.
Bob Le Poisson Rouge, you'll have to keep coming back, because maybe in the next 6 weeks, by the end of the 6 weeks, little Les will be able to pronounce Bob Le Poisson Rouge.
Bob
right.
PR.
Bob PR, there you go. Alright, so you're going to get to look at my big ugly mug for a little while. Yeah, you switched over, little Les?
Yeah, okay, ready to go.
Alright, so there you go. Get to look at my ugly mug for a little while. Alright, so we are moving on to round 4. You're going to get 30, or do we get 40 seconds? No, it's 30 seconds of each of these classic TV shows. This one ran from 1959 to 1973. We're looking for the name of the show. So yeah, unfortunately not much dancing on this one. Here we go. Here is your first 30 seconds. That's the little Les telephone.
Trev, can I give you a call back? I'm in the middle of the quiz. Bye.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries.
You're right there, little Les. Do you want us to take a break? We'll give you a call back. All right, here we go. Here's your first 30 seconds. That was little Les's telephone. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, some of these I thought were pretty easy, Little Les. Little Les has been pretty harsh on some of these other rounds. Yes, I know, right? Everybody wants to speak to Trevor now, Little Les. Call Trevor back. Tell him he's broadcast live.
Remind them who Trevor is, Mark.
Was Chelsea pensioner, Trev? Yeah? Alright, so yes, Trev is a Chelsea pensioner, so I guess that was Little Les's daily call from the Royal Hospital, Chelsea. Got to keep in touch with all the vets. Alright, so we'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Yeah, Yellow Mud. Yes, you can see the wig up close now, right? Yes, I look like Big Bird, or Yellow Marge. I like that one. Alright, moving on to question 2. We're going to get 30 seconds again from this TV show. This one ran from 1962 to 1978. Here we go. That was 30 seconds. Oh, little Les can dance. Look at that. He gets his air flute out. Okay, so we're getting answers in. Yes, we are. Everybody could hear that. Great theme tune. Alright. Give you a few more seconds. Get your answers in. Otherwise, we are moving on to question 3. And wow, I've not heard this next one for a very, very long time. So get your answers in. 10-second countdown coming your way. And we are moving on to a show that ran from, where are we, 1964 to 1988. Here we go. Yes. Wow, everybody got that one straight away. I look like Benny on acid. Yeah, and this is actually toned down. I'm missing some parts of the costume. There's normally a big bright green feather boa that goes with it and the glasses and yeah, everybody got that one. Alright, so moving on to, where are we now? We are on question 4. You're going to get 30 seconds again. Wow, a lot of these shows started in the 60s, so a lot of real classics here. So 68 to 70. Here we go. Here is your 30-second playthrough. What is the name of this TV show? Great TV show. Who knows that one? Not a fan of the remakes, to be honest. There have been a few. Not a fan. Yeah, I did not realize that only ran for 2 years as well. I thought it was a bit longer. I feel like I'll have to look at how many were in an episode because I feel like I've seen a lot of those. So, get your answers in, have a think about it, give you a few more seconds. Going to be moving on to question 5. Yes, that could be why, Chris. That's a good theory. I like that theory. Alright, get your answers in. 10-second countdown is on. Yeah, but that's kind of like Midsummer Murders. Like, how many murders can you really have in a tiny little village? But somehow every week there's 10 more murders. There's more murders than there are people. I mean, come on. Alright, so 30 seconds again. This ran twice from 1955 to 1964, and then 1969 to 87. Here we go. Alright, things you never thought you would be dancing to. There you go. Alright, yes, this is an older version of this theme tune. I don't know if it's the original, to be honest.
Yeah, it is the original.
It is, yep.
Yep.
I say that's not the version I know is slightly more modern, 80s I would say. Okay, we got answers in from everybody, so if you want to change your mind, get them in. We're moving on to question 6. And this ran, see this, I'm surprised this only ran for 3 years, but there you go. 1965 to 1968. Here we go, here is your 30 seconds. Interesting one. Yes, that's a good point, Chris. Never did we think a year ago we'd be doing half the things that we're doing now. So, yeah, a lot can happen in a year. That's a good point. Alright, we're getting answers in, which means you could hear it. So, have a think about it. Get your answers in. Get your answers in. We are moving on to question 7. I almost want to play, I know this says 30 seconds, I almost want to play 3 seconds to see who can get the next one. Alright, in fact I might just do that, see who can get it after 3 seconds. Alright, so this show ran from 1978 to 2008. Here we go. There you go, 3 seconds. You got it. Let me play that again. See, everybody's getting that. I don't need to play all 30 seconds of that, do I? Do I really? Alright, here we go. I'm impressed. Most people got that after 3 seconds, but here's the rest, just in case. Oh dear, way too much fun. The sun's clearly getting to me today. Alright, little looks like little Les is going off to talk to Trevor. Look at him. He's going off to make his phone calls. Clearly interrupting his busy schedule. Alright, get your answers in, get your answers in. We're moving on to question 8. Slightly newer show this time. We are on to 1982. So this show ran from 1982 to 1992. Here is your 30 seconds. And yes, very, very appropriate team name, Team Momo. Alright, and yes, don't worry about spelling, I'll get you on this. I did actually try showing this show to a couple of Americans, and they just did not get it. I can explain why, but they did not get it, including my missus. Okay, so everybody's got their answers in. Yeah, nice easy one for everybody. Alright, question 9, coming your way. Tell Trevor to stop calling you. I know it's comedy gold, Mike J, but I think we've moved on. So obviously everybody knew that last one was hello hello, but yes, it's something about the English, French, comedy connection, humor, relationship that Americans just don't get. Alright, so we are in 62 to 74. Name the TV show. And here we go. Les's favourite TV shows. I remember watching this quite a lot with little Les. The American version is not so good, in my opinion. There you go. Okay, get your answers in. Get your answers in. Did you know they had an American version, little Les?
I did. But I could never understand how they did it.
Yeah. All right, get your answers in. We are moving on to. Oh, hang on! Stop changing your answers. What are you doing? Hang on. All right. Moving on to question 10. Although Little Les is... I thought this was a TV classics round. I mean, this is a TV classic to me. I'm not too sure it's everybody's cup of tea. All right, 1968 to 1970. Name the TV show. And again, I'm going to... I'll play it all. You'll get this.
Two banana, three banana, four. Four bananas make a bunch and so do many more. Over hill and highway the banana buggies go.
Alright, you actually got 25 seconds of that. The American version of Red Dwarf. I don't know if I've seen that, actually, now you've said that. Where are the dancing bananas? Yes, no dancing bananas. We could have had one or two. And there is an update on dancing lobsters and a few other bits. But you'll have to keep an eye on Facebook for those. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so that was question 10. I think everybody got that. Let me check I've got all your answers. And yes, I do. Okay, we're going to go through the answers. Here we go. Alright, so number 1, this was Bonanza. Yeah, hang on, let me get your spelling. Yeah, I got you. Number 2, this was Z-Cars. Or Z-Cars, if you're in America. Number 3, this was Crossroads. Everybody got that one. Nice, easy one. This was Skippy, or Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. Would have accepted either. Number 5, this was This Is Your Life. Number 6 was Lost in Space. Yeah, tricky one, that. Number 7, which most people got after 3 seconds, was Grange Hill. Oh, hang on. Let me just remark that. There we go. Number 8, the show that no American seems to understand is Hello Hello. Number 9 was Steptoe and Son. Steptoe, yeah, I gotcha. There we go. And last but not least, number 10 was the Banana Splits. So I think that was a pretty good round, all in all. Oh dear. Here we go. Alright. So, over to you for the scoreboard, Little Les. Here we go.
Right, thanks a lot, Mark, for that. Frazzle Lobsters, Delia's 12th Man, 35. Interstellar Sea Slugs, 30. Cosmic Cabbage, 28. Team Momo, listen very carefully, I shall only play this once, 26, very good. Bob La Posen Rouge, 24. Bob and Stu and Pauline, 22. Best the Dog, but where's Momo is 20. And the Fam, 16. Oh, yeah, 16. So that's good. That was a good round for them. So here we go. So moving on to the last round. I promised you sex last week. And sex you have this week. So the last round is all about sex. But to make life easy, it's going to be true or false. So your weekly dose of sex, all to do with sex, true or false. So here we go. Question 1. True or false, 100 Viagra tablets are sold worldwide every second. True or false? True or false? 100 Viagra tablets are sold worldwide every second. True or false? Your time starts now.
So, what's your percentage chance of getting this answer right or wrong?
Well, is it 60-40?
Sounds about right. Yeah, we'll go with
That
that.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
True or false? 100 Viagra tablets are sold worldwide every second. True or false?
Yes, and there's lots of very bad jokes and groans in
Which
in
which
chat.
which is why I thought this would be a good round. Hit or miss. And remember when your mum and I lived like a millionaire for a week, and we were literally in Saint Tropez, and the inventor of the Viagra tablets turned up with his yacht beside us, one of his many 5 yachts, and guess what it was called? Stiffy. Stiffie. There you go. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. True or false? 100 Viagra tablets are sold worldwide every second. True or false? Question 2. True or false? A female ferret will die if she does not have sex within a year. True or false? Does a female ferret have to have sex within a year? If not, she will die. True or false? True or false? A female ferret will die if she does not have sex within a year. True or false? Right, so here we go. 10-second countdown coming up. Is the team captain going to go by the majority or the minority or make their own mind up? So we shall see. Moving on to question number 3. True or false? The average single human male produces enough sperm in a week to impregnate every fertile woman on the planet. True or false? I've not heard any comments from you yet, Mark.
Well,
True.
I'm,
You're too busy reading all you're too busy reading all the chat, aren't you?
yeah, I'm too
True.
busy catching up, and I don't know. There's some
True or false?
things
The average single human male produces enough sperm in a week to impregnate every fertile woman on the planet. True or false?
There's some conversations that you just don't like to have in public with your own father. Some things you just don't like to think about or talk about. You know what I mean? So come on, what are you doing?
So, true or false? The average single human male produces enough sperm in a week to impregnate every female woman on the planet. True or false?
I'm also learning a lot. Like Stiffy in South Africa apparently is a floppy disk.
Well, that's a new one for me. Right, 10-second countdown.
Yeah. I used to have quite a lot of Stiffies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I used to keep them in a box.
I'm going to go downstairs after this and say to your mother, Lynn, have you seen my Stiffy? See what she says. She'll most probably say no, not for years.
See, no, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Question 4. True or false? It is said that having sex is the equivalent to burning off the same number of calories as a marathon. True or false? True or false? It says that having sex is the equivalent to burning off the same number of calories as a marathon. True or false?
Oh yes, I'm loving this, Mike J. This is most entertaining. It wasn't the cartoons of the early 90s round that I suggested, no. Yeah, do you mean the Snickers chocolate bar marathon, or do you mean the race?
That's a good question. I mean the race.
Although, when was the last time anybody called a Snickers a marathon? You're showing your age now, Chris.
And I can remember the very first time I bought a marathon, it came out and I queued up at the shops to get one. 1963. There you go. Right, so let's 10-second countdown coming on. Right, so question 4, true or false? 10 seconds coming up, finishing now. Question 5, true or false? Crocodile embryos' sex is determined by humidity. So, male or female, crocodile embryos are determined by humidity. True or false? Crocodile embryos' sex is determined by humidity. So it depends on the humidity, what level it is, whether they turn out to be male crocs or female crocs. It's all down to humidity. True or false? How many David Attenborough serials and TV shows have you watched about crocodiles? I know he's done 1 or 2 actually. Very interesting. Crocodile embryo sex is determined by humidity. True or false? What's the humidity out there at the moment, Mark?
Humidity's not bad. Temperature is good.
So that means you're going to remain a male then, does it?
I don't know. It depends if this is true or false or not.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And whether
Right,
I'm a
so-
crocodile or not, which I'm clearly not.
Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. Well, we'll know next week if you, instead of, you'll have big bulging eyes and a thick skin next week if it's true on the humidity side. We'll find out. So
What?
question 6, here we go. True or false? Outside normal reproductive cycles, humans are the only creatures, stroke animals, who have sex for pleasure. True or false? True or false? Outside normal reproductive cycles, humans are the only creatures, stroke animals, who have sex for pleasure. True or false?
Yeah, actually, you're right, Moose. This is actually my natural hair. It's just really humid. So it's just kind of exploded.
So you've done you don't watch snooker at the moment, Mark, but have you seen Neil Robertson, the Australian Neil Robertson? He always used to have his hair slick and sleek, and now I am not joking. His hair looks exactly like yours. True or false? Outside normal reproductive cycles, humans have the only creatures, animals have sex for pleasure. True or false? Moving on. Here we go. Question 7. True or false? Having sex can help a headache. True or false? Having sex can help a headache. True or false?
Yes, you're right there, Bester Dog. It's been a very interesting week for questions. Some interesting rounds this week. We got to mix
Like I
it
said,
up. We can't make it the same every week.
Yeah, we'd like to mix it up. Otherwise, it just becomes boring. Same geography questions and history questions and science and stuff like that. Mix it up. True or false? Having sex can help a headache. True
Yeah, what do you
or
mean
false?
when you say help a headache? Get better? Get worse?
Improve? Get better?
Alright.
True or false? Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. And these all questions are not according to Dr. Les. They are according to the medical journal. So question 8, true or false? Snake skin was used as an early contraceptive device like a condom. Snake skin was used as an early contraceptive device like a condom.
It's definitely the most entertaining chat we've had in a while.
Well, I thought that I'd sling this round into it just to make it interesting. But then that's why I did true or false answers. So there's True or false? Snakeskin was used as an early contraceptive device like a condom. True or false? Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. True or false? Snakeskin was used as an early contraceptive device like a condom.
Yeah, I might,
So
have
did
to, I might have to save this chat thread for later. Some very funny jokes coming out.
So did Cleopatra ask Mark Antony to put his snakeskin on? Yes or no? True or false? There are 64 sex positions in the Kama Sutra. True or false? There are 64 sex positions in the Kama Sutra. True or false?
In the Kamara Sutra.
Kamara Sutra. Ha.
Is that a different book we don't know about?
Yeah. So yeah, you could have a different answer, but that should be the Kama Sutra.
Yeah.
True or false? There are 64 sex positions in the Kamara, the Kama Sutra. I like that. I'm glad you spotted that deliberate mistake.
Mm-hmm. The Chris Kamara Sutra. Oh, God. That'd be interesting. He was bad enough at football.
So, true or false? There are 64 positions in the Kama Sutra. True or false? It helps if you've read it. Right, so 10-second countdown coming up. And last but not least, last question in the evening. True or false? A man's penis is a muscle. True or false? True or false? A man's penis is a muscle. True or false?
Moose, congratulations. You were the first one to ask that question. I wondered who would be going to be the first. I'm not going to say that out loud, though, because then it's going to lead into a whole nother conversation. And I don't think little Les is quite ready to explore all of that yet. Let's not go there. Let's not open that can of worms.
Right, so true or false? A man's penis is a muscle. True or false? Right, so let's give you a 10-second countdown. So, were you sexperts or not? We're going to find out. True or false answers. So, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. How good were you on your sex round? Right, here we go. Question 1. 100 Viagra tablets are sold worldwide every second. True or false? The answer is false. There are only 7 sold every second. I say only. 7 is still a lot every second around the world. A female ferret will die if she does not have sex within a year. True. Question 3. The average single human male produces enough sperm in a week to impregnate every fertile woman on the planet. False. In 2 weeks, there would be enough, but in 1 week, there wouldn't be. Number 4, having sex is equivalent to burning off the same number of calories as a marathon. False. Having sex is the equivalent of running a mile, not 26 miles.
Yeah, sorry, the chat's way too amusing. Lots of people
Yeah.
disputing this, and obviously, yes, these are from medical journals, or their averages, or their
Yeah, so because
very-
you could have like tantric sex which lasts for 4 hours, so on and so forth, and you could consider that the same
No
as
need to go into details, little Les.
etc.
Let's
You know,
move
but
on.
it's false. Right, so crocodile embryo sex is determined by humidity. False. The sex of a crocodile embryo is determined by temperature. Outside normal reproductive cycles, humans are the only creatures animals have sex for pleasure. The answer is false. Dolphins and bonobo chimps do it whenever, wherever, and how often they like. True or false, having sex can help a headache? The answer is true. Sex releases endorphins, which naturally reduce pain. Question 8. Snakeskin was used as an early contraceptive device like a condom. False. Snakeskin has never been used as a contraceptive device. Totally made up by me. Question 9. There are 64 sex positions in the Kama Sutra. True.
Yeah, lots of people upset. Mike, I think you've just got the extended version with the add-ons. You backed that on the Kickstarter, right?
And question 10 coming up last but not least. A man's penis is a muscle. Answer false. It is not a muscle. So if ever a man tells you his biggest muscle on his body is his penis, total and absolute liar. A man's penis is not a muscle. False.
Yes, that's why they're lying, because it's an anatomical irregularity, sure.
It's the sponge, in fact.
All right, can we move on from that round? Thank you. Even though the jokes in chat were very funny.
Yeah. I thought that would be a good round. Hit and miss, true or false. How did you do? Did that change the scores on the doors?
All right,
Did you catch up? Did you drop? Oh, let's have a look.
Here is your final leaderboard for this evening.
Right, Frazzle Lobsters say hi to Trevor from us, 41. Interstellar Sea Slugs, well done, guys and girls, 36. Team Momo, 32. Joint third with Cosmic Cabbage, 32. Chinese version, 30.
That
Bobson's-
is, according to Google Translate, that's Bob the Goldfish.
Bob the Goldfish. Bob and Stu and Pauline, 28. The Best the Dog, but Where is Momo is 23. And the Fam, 21. Good effort, everyone. Thanks for joining us, as always. Very, very much appreciate the you joining in. Like I said, different themes, different subjects, diverse rounds. Not so diverse next week. We might go back to some of the normal ones that we haven't had for a long time. And hopefully see you next Wednesday. Join us. Please spread the word. We're still going to be going for a few more weeks yet. We'll let you know when the final date is. And take care. Keep safe. Over to you, Mark.
Yep, thanks very much, everybody. Thanks as usual for keeping me entertained, especially tonight, more than ever. It's been a fun one. Lots of bad dad jokes. It's been good.
I'll try and get Trevor to join us next week over the phone.
All right, yeah, we'll get Trev to call in, and everybody wants to say hello to Trev, so say hello to Trev for us.
Yeah, we'll have to get a picture and put up for him.
And yes, everybody, if you want to keep an eye out on Facebook this weekend, you will see some more doodles and lobsters and a few other bits. So, yes.
And we'll be announcing details about HMS Sultan the 24th of September as well.
Yeah, so there's more stuff coming. All right, thanks very much, everyone.
Okay.
And we will see you next week.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.